We live in a time of individuality, hyper-individuality. Now, in our own psychological journey, we come to meet ourselves, to know ourselves. Alongside that, we are meeting external powers, influencing our lives, sometimes directing us and even limiting us. What can we learn of ourselves and of the world from these insights, and how can we use them to change our lives? Life is moving fast. Time flies. Our needs, our obligations are directing us. With every new sunrise, our patterns are reconstructing the world we are seeing. In order for us to meet ourselves, we need to stop this run. We need to breathe, take a look around us, take a look inside us, introspect. In this introspection, we are asking, where are we standing? How did we get here? What are we wishing for ourselves in the future? We are looking for the chain of events, the cause and effect that brought us here. What was determined or predetermined by our genetics and biology, and what was influenced by the environment we've met along the way. Now, some of this knowledge is accessible for us, but some is very well hidden and unconscious, and at times we need a psychological journey, a deep psychological journey, to reach that. Understanding the past clarifies the future and helps us to plan our actions and to guide our lives. Now, our future depends on the way we are playing with the cards we are holding right now in our hands, the way we are thinking about them, the way we are open to experience regarding them, the way we can be creative about them, always with a touch of randomity and some good fortune, of course. Now, how far should we go in this introspection? Our life's story, our childhood? Do we need to look at the lives of our parents before we existed? Do we need to think of the history of our ancestors in past generations? That's part of what the whole idea of syntegration with these conversations is trying to attend. It is sometimes clear to see the way our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior are influencing our lives. We can borrow the Buddhist term of karma, karmatic circles, cause and effect. But we are not the only ones responsible of our current reality. Like in the biblical story where parents are eating sour fruits and the teeth of the children are going bad. Our parents and ancestors opened paths. We never had a chance to choose whether we want to go through them or not. These are karmatic circles from past generations, from the history, influencing our life today immensely. Only by understanding that, acknowledging them, observing them and knowing them, we empower ourselves to possibly make changes. Because some of these circles are beneficial, but some, I believe, are not. Now, I think that the earlier the onset of this karmatic circle is, the stronger the influence is on our lives. In future talks of syntegration, we'll look at the modern era, but we'll go back to the Industrial Revolution, the Enlightenment movement, and even back to the Agricultural Revolution and the origin of consciousness. There are many, many very strong karmatic circles influencing our lives. Now, I honestly believe that there's much we can do about that. In the process of introspection, we can see the places where we have contributed to our current reality. And we can see the places where our parents and family have contributed. But we can also discriminate and see the places where society and culture have contributed in the future, in the present and in the past. And also we can see places where biology and physics are influencing our lives with the ever-changing reality and the temporariness of life, unfortunately. Now, in our psychology, there's a lot of very unique and subjective content. the information we are carrying, the mechanisms, the patterns, the conflicts, they all influence the way we live in the world. Our experience of the world is saturated with this. The way we see, the way we think, the way we feel, the way we interpret, the way we act. But alongside that, we feel strong forces influencing our lives from the outside. We feel that they are objective, rooted in reality. Now, I believe that in the process of introspection, we are to distinguish between the more subjective influences and existences in our lives and the more objective ones. And I believe that the aim of introspection is to bring change in the subjective area and in the outside, more objective area. Some of the distress in my life is caused by me, but some of the distress in my life is caused by forces outside of me. Only by understanding that is it possible for me to act and to do something in these two realms. Now, this process of introspection can be done alone, by ourselves, and can be done with someone or a group of people. We can use the arts, philosophy, spiritual traditions, meditation, learning new things, experiencing new things, and we can always assist psychology and psychotherapy. Now, psychology did not always address the outside world with great importance. In more classical traditions, it was thought of as a projection of our inner psychology, and in more modern theories, it is seen as very fixated, and the energy is directed to our inner psychological realities. Sigmund Freud is asking his clients, tell me of your childhood, tell me of your perceived life's history. And in modern cognitive behavioral theories, we are asked to tell about our symptoms, what is happening within ourselves, and how can we change that. Now, these are very important questions. I use them in my practice all the time, but they are addressing us as a one-person psychology, as a closed unit, at times as a two-person psychology, maybe in a relationship with someone. But I'm asking here, what about the psychology of many, the psychology of all, the psychology of civilization, psychology of culture, psychology of ecology? At times, in psychotherapy, whenever fit, I may raise the question, tell me of the world. Seriously, think about it for a minute. First thing, many of the things that come to mind are very subjective. Projections of our conflicts and of our psychological materials. But with that, we also see external forces that are influencing our lives. It is very important to look at them, to try and understand them, and at times attend them. I believe that this attending may be the Archimedean point, the lever for a deep change in our lives. I believe that every psychological insight and understanding is accompanied by an action. Some of these actions are directed inward, and some of these actions should be directed outward. That should be the case in every process of introspection and in every process of psychotherapy. So we'll continue to talk about these things in the future, and if you reach this point, please make sure to subscribe down there, write a comment, let's turn this into a dialogue and help this young channel grow. So see you next time. Bye-bye.